Alrighty, guys, it is the Say Less Footy Tips time.
Let's
we are
go.
back. We are back.
We
All
are
the
back.
tips. Tuned in. Like, subscribe, press that little bell button. I think there's
Now.
a bell button on YouTube.
Right
Watch
now.
us, listen to us on Spotify while you're having a big drive home. I don't know, get around our TikToks, our Instagram. We got a Facebook. We'll have something else. What else do we need? We got it all going on. Anyway, tips, your favourite show of the week. Plenty of cracking games as per usual. This
Real
season
crackers.
is just absolutely kicking on, nice and strong. As we spoke about in the last episode, the big old Sharks are flying high at the top of the table, but it's really starting to take shape. Obviously, the big guns, the Storm and the Panthers are up there. Broncos are starting to get up there. They're sitting in fifth. Manly in the top four. Roosters starting to climb. We're really starting to see evening out. The Rabbitohs still on the bottom, though. Let's get straight into the game. Speaking of the Rabbitohs without JD, is it confirmed that either Hornby or Ferner is taking over?
That's all you have no idea.
I don't know.
Could not tell ya.
Anyway, just once again, just Preston here with me.
Hey guys, how are you?
G'day.
Hello.
Yeah.
Big game. No, it's we're about to see if the bunnies can put a bit of, I don't know, something on their season, especially against the Panthers, but going to be hard, especially what is the team that's looking like, Brant?
Look. Oh, just before we get into the team list, it says Ben Hornby is going to be the interim coach
Look at him
for the
go.
remainder of the season. So
Look at him
not
go.
Dave Ferner, Ben Hornby. I think it actually is right because they sort of brought Ferner in a couple of weeks ago, maybe just as a band-aid, just to sort of give a bit of experience and a bit of help to JD. But Ben Hornby is stepping in as the interim coach. I think that's a good call. Very, very, very good player. And yeah, I think he's very attack-minded. And, you know, as much as the Rabbitohs need to shore up their defence, and they can do that with Ferner, who's a good defensive coach, I think they need to find some points, and maybe Hornby's the man to get them. And look, if they come here and they beat the Panthers, you know, the board's going to be sitting there going, "Oh man, we really made the right choice. Look how good we are."
Down.
I just don't think it's going to happen in this game.
No.
I think after the Panthers, they've got a good run of winnable games. Latrell's still out. Jai Gray still keeps his spot there. Jai Gray's been fantastic. To come into a team that's really struggling. Jai Gray's done a really good job. Obviously, Dean Hawkins will keep his spot in the 7. The Lewis Dodd signed for the Rabbitohs for next season.
Saw that, yeah.
So
that should be
Lockie
good.
Ilias is free to look at other clubs.
That's tough, man.
Ilias is a first grader.
That's what I mean. And it's just like, all right, we had a bad run. Let's get rid of a young half. Let's get rid of the coach. And it's tough, man. Like, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it, but yeah, I guess it's a business.
Absolutely. Keon Kolamatangi is starting at prop.
Same as last week.
Start Tom Burgess.
You got Tommy Burgess. I know.
Start him. Play him a good 30 minutes at the start. Like, he's got to, like, you're going to have Kolamatangi and Davey Miley lining up against Leota and Fisher Harris.
Tough.
No offense, but they're going to get cooked.
No offense, but you're cooked.
You're going to start on the back on your heels. Like, they're just, I don't know. It's whatever. It's not my call, but like, also Taruva is back into the team after signing with the Tigers for
Big
next
Tigresses.
season. Was dropped because of it was a mental toll on him. I feel like that's a cover story. I feel like Cleary just got the shits and dropped him for a week.
Really?
Do you think Taruva's like, that contract negotiation really took it out of me mentally?
I don't know. Maybe people. It's pretty common. You know, one thing I gotta say. You know what? We forgot about talking about the last podcast. Brian To'o 21 tackle breaks.
So was it 21? Because I think
that's
5
what I
minutes ago it
saw.
said 16, and they're like, Tommy Turbo
It's 19.
is 20. He had 20.
He's 20.
So if but also, having Taylor May back next to him also got him the ball a bit more, and so he was able to play what
Taylor
Brian.
May, bro.
We were
Oh
waiting
my
all year for
God.
Toto to play like this. But he
Taylor.
hasn't been getting the ball. Who's been playing inside him without Alamotti?
No,
But even
no,
earlier in the
it's
season,
yeah, no. But the thing is, the reason why this is happening, and we said it a couple of weeks ago. You watch that, and Jerome Luai gets that ball and comes straight off that left foot all the time, and it stops that line. And when I was talking about getting that early ball to players like May and To'o, he started doing that, and that's when To'o kind of did most of his damage. May was real quiet because a lot of the time they were going straight over him, but I feel like, because obviously Taruva's back and Tungo, they're both that right side's amazing, especially with Cleary. But I feel like you can't forget Tor's like Tor. I honestly think is top 3 wingers in the NRL. Like honestly, and not getting him the ball, especially early ball, the tackle breaking that he does, it's hard. And even Taylor May's tackle breaking is crazy as well. So I don't know. They've got attack everywhere, and that's how hard it is to kind of who should I give it to, Tungo and Taruva or May and Tor. A nice problem to have, but yeah.
yeah, you said top 3 on Toto, but I'm trying to think who is a better winger than Toto. Like I think Toto is the first winger picked in Origin for either side.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's hands down. Lomax, I think's the other winger.
Well, yeah, for New South Wales.
Yeah.
I think, but looking, if you put both teams out there, first winger picked is Toto.
Yeah.
Second,
sure.
I'd probably say Xavier Coates. You go back over to Queensland.
Yeah.
And then you sort of go, oh, who are we going to
Who
pick
do we
another wing?
pick?
So Toto is the premier winger of the competition.
Yeah.
It's just
21 tackle breaks.
also you got to think was Nathan Cleary being back brought him into the game as well. So given getting the ball to the outside a little bit quicker as well.
Yeah.
So what were they without Nathan Cleary for 6 weeks?
Yeah, but Cleary's really good because he's a more of a I got my side. He doesn't really hop like that heaps. Like as much as someone like Nico Hines and that who just that's all he does, just back and forth. But like I've seen Cleary kind of like yeah, he does, but he likes focusing on that right side, and that's why when he's there, that right side is on.
But also, I think Cleary does sort of control each side of the ruck. You do have Isaiah Yeo come in there and sort of like get in first receiver a bit, but also the fact that Cleary's in there and he's left-handed. So you see, like if you have that left footer, left-handed, you're going to go left a lot more. So like the play and the shape is more centric to that way. So obviously with Cleary being out, the ball's probably going the other way. Being a right-hander, it's just natural to pass left to right. And so for a lefty, like that's why, having a good balance of left and right halves works really well good. Because you've got two points of attack that you're more comfortable on.
But yeah, it's going to be a good game. Bunnies need to get up, but I don't think they will. The Panthers are too good. You saw their defense last week against the Cowboys, who did play really well, and they kept them out. So I'm probably going to go Panthers this one.
Yeah.
Tough. No,
I think if it'll be the biggest upset of the season if
no way. Yeah, biggest.
Anyway, let's move on. Sea Eagles versus Raiders. The Sea Eagles got the job done against the Eels. There's obviously Olakau'atu is suspended, and there's been a lot of tries coming through him. Like the back row of Manly is very depleted. The Raiders get back Elliot Whitehead, the captain, this week. I mean, looking at the back row, the Raiders definitely have the advantage, but I think this is going to be one in the halves. So you got DC and Brooks up against KO Weeks and Strange.
Tough.
Strange has been absolutely fantastic. KO Weeks, it's hard to come in. It would have been better for him to come in next to like a Jamal Fogarty, but Fogarty's long-term injury. Hopewadi's back and straight into fullback.
Schiller, bam, gone.
Kotrick's back. I don't think Schiller's played that badly. I think Schiller's been pretty good.
He hasn't played that badly, but I think
in a losing team.
I think they've gone. And what's his name? Ricky. He said he wanted to give Chevy just a breather. Obviously, he got bye next week. He said, okay, Chevy, he's had 3 massive games where honestly he's just been abused. And he said, all right, we're going to give him a rest this week. Obviously, by the next week, and apparently he might be back in after the bye. So we'll see. He has played well though. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's done what he had to do. He's had his head. He picks his head back up every time he drops the ball. It's massive. But we'll see.
He'll definitely be back. But yeah, I'm leaning towards the Seagulls that game.
Yeah, same here. Turbo, Garrick looks good again. Like Garrick was pretty quiet, and obviously the head knock, he looks good. But Yeah, even without Olukwatu, that forward pack is still massive. Paseka, Aloye, Jake, and even Wardell and Bullimore are good players in themselves. Obviously, they're not Olukwatu, but they are still good players.
Yeah. On to the late game on Friday night.
Ooh,
This is a big,
blockbuster.
yeah. This is a big game.
Blockbuster.
Broncos versus Roosters. This is it's a good acid test to show where both teams are. Like whoever wins or loses, like if they get blown off the park, we're gonna obviously see it. But Sam Walker was absolutely unbelievable last week. Adam Reynolds, absolutely unbelievable as well. Ezra Mann's back. Like both teams are starting to take a bit more shape and look a bit more full strength. And you can see with the good sides, just the depth. Like the extended reserves bench, you got like for the Roosters, like Tupanua, like Sandon Smith, who's probably the heir apparent to Cleary, and Victor Radley on the extended reserves bench. And then you look at Broncos, you've got Tristan Saylor, Corey Oates, Big Benjamin Takura, Jaden Hunt, like there's so much depth.
All those dudes could be, if they went to another team, they could start.
Oh, 100%.
That's crazy to think the depth that both these teams have.
So this is obviously at home, but I just over the last few seasons, the Roosters playing the Broncos at Suncorp, like I think the record is I think the Roosters have a pretty good record.
Really?
Yeah. I'm trying to see where I could see this buddy thing, but I swear the Roosters have done really well against the Broncos.
It's hard for me because this Broncos team is their full strength team. Like they get Cobbo back, Mam's back, obviously got Reno, Walsh, Haas. It's gonna be way too hard to go past that team. Like Brendan Piacorta played a massive game. Forgot to mention that he was on. But even Angus Crichton, forgot to talk about him. He was on, coming back to that form that he had, a year or two ago. And to think he was in New South Wales Cup at the start of the season. And now look at him, so it's going to be a good game. This is going to be the game I feel like, especially with our tipping, it's going to be like, it could give you that boost that you need, that extra 1 point. And obviously we know who Brendo's going.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, it's going to be tough.
Their last met on the 3rd of March, and the Roosters won 20-10. Since the inception of the NRL in 1998, they've played 48 and they've won 24 apiece. So,
wow.
Yeah. I am on the fence here.
Don't worry, I am as well.
I don't know who I'm picking yet.
Someone's gotta help me out, man. Seriously.
All right, on to the next game. The Bulldogs up against the Tigers.
I'll go the Doggies.
3 p.m. Saturday perching time. Love it. Love this.
Karaz the winger. Dangerous.
This is great. Like I think these two teams are very evenly matched. Like some experience and some inexperience in the halves. Like some good hookers. Villiam Kikau has been absolutely on. Johnny Bateman started to really look good. Samuel Efenu,
big game on.
He is a star of the future.
He is.
An unchanged team from the team that got dusted by the Broncos, but they've actually brought Jake Simpkin onto the extended reserves because I'm not sure how Appy's going with his back injury from last week. And Alexander Lobb, he played decent on the wing in the trials, and I really want to see him get a crack on the wing spot in place of Charlie Staines, but they've stuck strong with Staines. Jacob Preston's back onto the extended reserves.
Yeah, might be back.
Yeah, that's a huge in. Didn't he get a broken jaw or something?
That was it.
So maybe he. I've seen some videos of him lately. He seems pretty good. I think he's back into contact in training, and that's a huge boost, especially in that back row.
Massive.
For the Bulldogs, their back line is absolutely taking shape. Their back five, Connor Tracy looked fantastic. Karaz, Cherry, Crichton, Adokar, all looking good. This is an absolutely fantastic game. Game of the round for me.
Give it to him. I think this game is one through the middle for the Tigers, honestly. I feel like Api Coruscant feeding Stefano Utukiamanu over that line, I reckon. That's my try guess. If Coruscant plays, I reckon straight off right at the line, boom, over.
Well, this is how short the Bulldogs are in front rows. Joshy Curran's playing prop. Like,
It's funny because he plays props so well.
oh, he does. He's like he's just an absolute like
He's a
he's an effort
beast.
player. He's an effort player.
Yeah, I know.
Curran's been fantastic for them. I think he's been the unsung hero of the Bulldogs this season.
Yep. I back you up on that. But yeah, it's going to be a good game. I know it's going to be close. I got a question for you, obviously, as a Tiger supporter. Do you reckon Finu, that's a spot? He's solidified that spot.
100%.
Yep.
I think Finu, like everyone's been waiting to see Latu this season, and I think Samuela is probably. I think when we're looking at the end of the season, I reckon he's going to be up there with the rookie of the year.
Yep. I back you up on that completely. He's looked good. He runs good lines. He's a hard runner, and he's off Lockie Galvin as well, who they gel pretty well. Like from even the last game that I watched, like he was feeding them a lot, and obviously he got sent off. But I think it could be a big season for him now.
Like if you're someone that likes a bit of anytime try score action, you've got Lockie Galvin feeding onto Samuela Fainu and Juzzy Olam as well.
Yeah.
And then the debutant from last week, Alamalo. Another game under his belt. He's a strong runner as well. I think he might get a try this week.
Maybe Fainu giving a bit of a Fafita.
Oh, 100%. But you see when he's bending the line and he's ready for an offload. But Bulla Olam get through there and support
What's
him.
he, left-handed or right-handed?
I feel like he's right-handed.
Because I think Kai Pierce Paul is the same, and he's right-handed, and it's hard for him to get those little offloads out to the left side. But should be fine. But I've just noticed that as well. Makes it easier when you're a left-hander, just popping it out.
Yeah, but we can't all do Joey Manu fucking
Yeah,
crazy
I know.
flicks. Anyway, on to the 5:30 game.
Game of the round.
Up against Storm. Hey, game of the round.
3 game of the rounds. Let's go. It's going to be a good game.
AJ up against Pappenhausen.
I think.
How bad? Sorry, just quickly.
you're good,
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
but
you're right.
but like we keep. Sorry, it's getting close to Origin, and like Ryan Pappenhausen isn't even in conversation for fullback. Like imagine playing him at 14. Like he's just electric.
And I feel like the New South Wales, obviously they got X Factor everywhere, but I think Paps as an X Factor is massive for the New South Wales, and sometimes they miss that when they're underneath like Maroon's team, who has like the hammer shooting on the outside and Munster doing whatever he wants, having someone to go, okay, Paps, jump in there, do something. You know what I mean?
Oh, Paps is New South Wales.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. And that's what I'm saying, Munster and Hammer and all that, just kind of when they get into that grind and, the points start coming, that's when the Blues are kind of like, okay. And I feel like bringing Paps in with that X Factor could really boost the team. But
it's a great matchup, AJ versus Pappenhausen. They're both 25. I reckon they're both future fullbacks for Queensland. I know you've got Reece Walsh and Kalen Ponga and Dylan Edwards, and those guys are like Brimson's already played Origin.
He played fullback, didn't he? Once?
Yeah.
Or centre. I think he played centre.
I think he came on at 14. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's hard. You've got Reece Walsh there. He's 21. He's the face of the NRL. We literally talked about it last podcast. It's going to be hard unless Reece Walsh gets injured. AJ Brimson, I think he's going to be a centre, but he's an amazing player and he's hard to keep out of the Queensland team. But
look, obviously back to this game. Titans, they got their first victory, a little bit of confidence, but mate, you're coming up against a Storm, and almost a full strength Storm. Who are they missing? Xavier Coates.
That's tough. He's been scoring all their points.
Whoa, sorry, I just saw that. Tyrone Wishart running on the wing.
No, I don't think it's going to happen.
Who?
Suwa.
Oh.
Suwa.
Is he on extended reserves?
Suwa, he's
absolutely.
Suwa comes on, I reckon. At the end, Garlic goes down to extended. You have Wishart off the bench. If you saw Suwa's game, one of my mates sent it to me. He was on the wing. Like he got, I forgot his stats. I'm going to have a look, but they were crazy stats. And that's what I mean as a winger. You know what I mean? People were like, he had 1 try, 5 tackle breaks, 2 line breaks, 134 run meters.
Sorry, is he playing as a winger in
I'm pretty
grade?
sure that's...
Who else would be playing fullback back there for the Sunshine Coast Falcons? Like, it
I
must
think
be.
I think he was on the wing. Look, I'm pretty sure because he was hitting that line I saw, and he was hitting that left line, and even if he didn't play the like wing as a fullback, we know what he can do. You know what I mean? He's come in and he blitzed it that first game. Bloody did whatever he wanted basically. Oh man, I'm excited to see him come and play this season. I hope he gets that
Mate,
wing spot.
he's ready for full. He's ready for first grade.
Oh,
Like,
honestly,
he's played one game.
Samoa he played, and everyone's like, "Whoa!" He played that one game for the Storm. Everyone's like, "What the hell?" And it's even more exciting, especially for me being from Melbourne, like a young Victorian boy, and that shows that you don't need to be from Queensland or New South Wales to make the NRL. You can come from Melbourne and move up the Victorian ranks and even get a spot inside the Storm. So pretty exciting. But I think personally, Sawa gets that spot.
Just looking on the extended reserves for Titans. Pereira,
Yeah,
is he injured? Is he injured?
Nah,
He's
they just
dropped. He's
dropped.
Score 2 tries and get dropped.
Double dropped. I don't know why. I don't get what they're doing because obviously Philip Sami's amazing, but like
Phil Sami is an effort man.
I
So
reckon-
put him on the other wing.
that's what I mean. I like Jojo Fafita, but you move Philip Sami over. You keep that Cam Pereira, Brian Kelly, Fafita, foreign. That has been working the last 2 weeks. They've been scoring on that left side, and especially against the Storm's defensive right side, which has been pretty not shocking, but they've been getting real hurt from it. Like a lot of the points are getting scored against Meany and Warbrick. Why would you not? You hit Fafita, he takes a couple of players. If you want, you hit Brimson on the inside, or you flick it out to Kelly, who gets it to Camperera
And
with
also,
the speed.
if you're looking at the team list, maybe if they're going to bring in Farlongo, you're going to need someone to match his speed.
Exactly. I don't know. It's tough. I don't know what they were thinking.
It's definitely a defensive-minded selection.
Yeah, and also Foraweka out as well, and Fafita starting as well.
Oh, was that a head knock? I think.
Yeah,
it was a head knock,
head knock.
What's the next game? We are on to the Cowboys and Dolphins.
Clash of Queensland clash.
Yeah, but it must be the extended reserves. So Harrison Edwards got signed mid-season from the Bulldogs, and he's already on the extended reserves bench for the Cowboys. Obviously, this week we heard about Fina Fuiaki.
Going to the Dolphins.
Boom.
He's on.
He's
Look
going
at him
to
go.
the Dolphins,
Look at him
so
go.
he's lining up against the team he's heading to next season. And Hilam Lukey's been named on the extended reserves bench. Oh, sorry, on the interchange. Wow. Thomas McKaylee as well.
Jajewski's. I don't know how to say his name. That
Jack
dude.
Jajewski, he's
Yeah,
gone to the
gone.
Broncos.
Yep.
Oh, he's gone to the Broncos?
I think so.
Yeah, they need a bit of they just need a bit more support.
Yeah,
But here's a big in for the Dolphins is Connolly Lemu.
Yeah, Lemu.
One of their best forwards last year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
was really good.
He's fantastic. I absolutely love him. Jared Wallace still staying on the extended reserves along with Sean O'Sullivan. I think it's just showing a bit of evolution about this Dolphins team. Look, I can't get a read on him. Katoa was a little bit off last week, and I think that could have contributed to the loss.
Yeah.
Cowboys, like they had a stronger performance against Panthers.
But
One of my favorites. He got a few gains for the Warriors last season. But Vilami
Vilea. Yep.
Yeah,
Vilea is good.
He's good, and he's getting his start in the centers.
Obviously, it took him a while. Laybutt went down, Chester went down, and he's finally got a shot.
I think he's going to come on and absolutely
Let's
brain
it. Yeah. No, he is a
I
good
like
player.
that. I really like that. Another tough one to call.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard. This Cowboys team is obviously a lot stronger than this. Oh, not a lot stronger than this Dolphins team, but it's a Queensland clash. You just can't go past any of them. They can both show up and blitz it. Yeah, I'm a bit thrown on it, but I probably would go Cowboys. Mr. Valentine Holmes, he's got to go off. Hat-trick.
Wow.
Hat-trick and
Shout
kicks
out,
every
Val.
single goal. Yeah, shout out Val Holmes. Shout out
Val
Val
Holmes.
Holmes.
All right. Where are we? We're on to the Knights Warriors.
Was.
Now, look, I think we were almost writing off the Knights last week.
Now what do you do?
And now what do you do?
Now
the Knights are looking good. The Warriors are looking shaky.
I know. We backed up the Warriors and we threw it on the Knights, and they both They both set us off.
Are teams just figuring the Warriors out now?
I think
Are they
so.
like, look, if
AFB?
SJ doesn't have the ball, Wade Egan has the ball. If he
Yep.
doesn't have the ball, Tohu Harris has the ball. So mark all those guys.
You're
and
good.
then the only thing we get hurt on outside of that is AFB if they can't get the ball out to the wingers with space.
That's hard because I think you're right. The teams have figured it out. Shout out to Dane Gagai real quick for goal kicking. That was crazy. But yeah, I don't know. It's another on the fence one.
I reckon Gagai had a huge game last
yeah,
week.
he's goal kicking, right? Am I not? Let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure it's Gagai, but I could be tripping right now.
Yeah, but he kicked, but like
Could be
who?
tripping. KP.
Like, is Jackson Hastings not a goal kicking?
That's
option?
what I'm thinking. And I think I might be tripping. No, I'm not tripping. Dang Gagai, 2 goals.
Yeah.
2 from 3. What a guy. And a penalty goal. Bring him in. Super coach.
You know
Bring
what?
him in.
It's coming into Origin, so
It's a weird world. Yeah, nah. Oh yeah, Gagai the Origin kicker. Beautiful.
no, he won't kick in Origin. but he also absolutely. We keep talking about him stepping up. Kate Ball's back in for the Knights. Line up against Kai Pearce-Paul, who's been huge.
Yeah. It's a really quiet game this week. A lot of mistakes. Couldn't hold the ball, but it's all good signs. You know, they weren't like stupid mistakes. They were trying to get offloads off mistakes, and we know how athletic and the size of him. So I reckon as soon as he gets that arm free and gets a couple of those out, man, it's going to be tries scored everywhere, especially with Armstrong's running game. Obviously, he's not KP, but Armstrong, he's a good runner and he can hit holes really well, so it could be massive.
He had a heap of tackle breaks. Like for a debut to come on and play like that, he's going to quickly become one of my favorite players. But once again,
Right there with ya.
Coin flip.
Yeah. It's so weird, but I don't think I'm gonna go the Warriors, eh? We all thinking they could even win the premiership this year, but now I'm going, oh, maybe I should go the Knights KP list over the Warriors, which is crazy to think about.
Well, they couldn't beat the Titans, the team that couldn't
Titans,
get it done.
Tino-less.
Yeah. Wow.
Titans, Tino-less. Next game we got Sharks Drags. Your favorite team, the Dragons.
Look, not my favorite team, but I tell you what, this is like the two of the seaside Sydney teams. There's just a rivalry here.
They're right near each other, eh?
Nah.
Like no. Like,
are they?
Aren't they?
Oh,
I
man,
thought they
I don't
were.
even know Sydney.
I thought they were. No, me either. Because
where the hell's Cronulla?
I
Is it
remember I went to
south?
Cronulla.
Is it south of Sydney? On the
I'm
beach?
sure I went to Cronulla and it was like down the street. I'm sure. Let me check this.
Yeah. Neighbours,
Alright.
beachside neighbours.
Confirm, fact check. Yeah.
Wait,
we're on.
couple of Queenslanders here, just about
Yeah, we have no idea. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so
Someone fly us to Sydney, please. No.
so I think the big thing that it's also at PointsBet. So if they're pretty close, like we know that the Dragons play well at win, with that breeze coming off the beach, it really messes.
It's kind
with
of the same
game.
thing in a sense, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Are you saying? Yeah.
The PointsBet Stadium's a little bit more sheltered than Wynn Stadium, but I mean, look, Sharks flying high. Atkins has come in and supporting Nico very well. I feel like it's one of those games that's a real sort of it's a danger game here for the Sharks. Back five for the Dragons.
It's scary.
You look at the wingers for the Sharks, like Katoa and Mulatalo, and they're big, strong wingers with a bit of speed. Like they're coming up against Tuipulotu and Ravalawa, and then you got Jack Bird and Zach Lomax in there. Like I'm looking at the back line, the back five of the Dragons, and saying I'd almost say it's better.
Oh, real?
It's better than the Sharks one.
It's hard, yeah. It's hard with this game because, like, if you had a test that you'd go Sharks every day of the week. It's written there. It's literally be on a cheat sheet. Go the Sharks, but you never know with the Dragons. They could come out here and Zach Lomax does what he does, and Tyrell Sloan hits every single ball perfect, gets like 7 line breaks. It's crazy to think that I would think of going the Dragons because the Sharks just dropped 40-0 on the Raiders, and thinking maybe the Dragons get up. It's crazy, and I think they could. I think they could get over the Sharks.
I think it might come. It's definitely a forward battle,
Yeah.
and like even both of the benches are really heavily stacked with all forwards essentially. Like that Talakai can play in the
Everywhere.
centers. He can play everywhere. But yeah, this is going to be one of the centers. Like obviously Hunt and Hines are very experienced with Flanagan and Atkinson. Obviously Flanagan's got to be experienced now, but like yeah,
Coin flip again. This is a good tipping week. A lot of coin flips going today.
I might be able to make up some ground.
That's what I'm saying.
In my SEN league tipping. I mean, I'm still winning this one, but yeah, I need to make up some big ground.
Get it done.
Look,
get it done.
God, should what do you reckon? Is it time to go through the tips?
I think it's time to go through the tips.
Look, is that what you're saying? You're saying we should go into the tips?
Yes. Mate.
Here's Preston. He's going to intro the tips.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But go ahead.
All right, I'm going to read out Brendo's, then we'll go to you, then we'll go to me.
Oh, I need to sort mine out right now. Hold on.
Yeah, look. So, first game, Brendo's gone Panthers over Rabbitohs.
Smart.
And he likes Jai Gray, one to watch. He's taking. That's what he wrote.
Oh,
it's one to watch. Jai Gray is one to watch.
Yeah, right.
If he plays really well, maybe he can keep Latrell out. Anyway, so Panthers over Rabbits, Manly over Raiders, Roosters in a tough game over the Broncos.
Coin flip.
He's taking the Bulldogs over the Tigers.
Coin flip.
Storm over the Titans. Dolphins over the Cowboys at some long odds. Warriors over the Knights and the Sharks over the Dragons. What are your tips, Preston?
Hands down. Panthers over the Bunnies. Manly over the Raiders. I'm going to go the Broncos over the Roosters. I'll come back to that. Storm over the Titans, Cowboys over the Dolphins. I'm going to go Knights over the Wars, and then I'm going to go Sharks over the Dragons, but the one that I missed, I don't know with the Doggies and Tigers, eh? Obviously, the Doggies have come off really good games, but it's the Tigers, they got to come back, and they do have a good team. But because the risk of Api Coruscant not being in, and I can't change it, I'm going to go the Doggies.
Wow. Fair. It's going to be a hard one to clip up. I'm going to give you mine.
My bad.
It's fine.
My bad. Forgot about that.
Anyway.
Let me redo.
Nah, all good. Panthers over the Rabbits. I can't see the Rabbits winning. Manly over the Raiders. I think it's going to be a lot closer than the market suggests. Broncos and Roosters. I'm very torn on this one, but I think the Broncos, looking at almost full strength now, I think they can get it done. Tigers will beat the Bulldogs this week out of core. Storm will beat the Titans. Oh, Cowboys and Dolphins. This really is the hardest selection of the week for me. I mean, actually, they're all very hard. I just think the Cowboys started to look a little bit better last week, so I'm going to take the Cowboys at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Knights Warriors. I put my faith in the Warriors all year. I have not tipped against them, and I'm just not going to start now. They're going to bounce back, and the Warriors are going to get it done. The Knights do play well at home, so if you're a betting man, take that in consideration. And the Dragons, the Sharks and the Dragons. I'm gonna take the Dragons in an upset. I just feel like every week they win one, they lose one. It's time for them to win one. So Dragons over the Sharks. Oh, and the Eels with the bye. Something we didn't touch on is Gutho's gone into surgery to drain a bit of fluid out of his knee. He's going to be out for a month.
Talangi.
There's talk of Talangi coming in there to play fullback. I still want to see a bit of Zach Sini. Like he's in.
I don't even know who that is, but
so he debuted with the Tigers a couple of years ago. He went over to the Para. He's played in the trials. He's been playing centre. He can play wing. He can play fullback. Like
yeah,
I'd like to see him get a crack. But They do love Blaze Longy at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I reckon he'll get picked. They love him over there. So.
And Ethan Sanders played really well in his debut game.
He did.
I like him. He looks like there is a plethora of young halves coming through, and it's exciting. You just gotta get them in there, and you just gotta let them back themselves. I think what Benji's done with Lockie and Lockie Galvin gave him that confidence. Ricky with Ethan Strange, like you just need to do that. Like I don't feel like Lockie Ilias got that at the. I think a lot of pressure sort of got put on him very early, and then he had to play in a structure and to get to play his natural game. He's free to Lockie Ilias is free to look elsewhere at the moment, and mate, he's just like if you could pick Lockie Ilias up, like there's still like there's a sort of we're looking at the 18, 19-year-olds, but then you're looking there's a bunch around like 23 to 25-year-olds like your Sean O'Sullivans, like your Jock Maddens, who played absolutely fantastic against the Tigers.
23.
There's a lot of core halfbacks that are actually, first graders that, I don't think there's a shortage of halves now. The big thing that I worry about a shortage of is forwards, front row forwards. You can't put an 18-year-old in there. He's going to get absolutely bashed, but you need to somehow get these boys through and start bringing through the 21-year-olds, There's like Stefano must be like what 22 now.
He's still pretty young. I'm pretty sure.
I think he's 22. The Couchman brothers, they must be about 20, 21. Like you need to start bringing through some big boppers. Bentakura is only 19. Davey Willison probably 21. Like
they're all real young.
That's what we need to start developing some front rowers.
23,
especially with this collision sport that we're playing. Yep. So, look, that'll do for the tips this week. I think we've covered it. We're on it.
Had a bit of fun.
Like, subscribe, get around our socials, do something.
Get involved, please.
Push it
out.
Get
involved.
Yeah. I've got nothing else. Have you got nothing else?
I don't think I do. Just get involved.
Get involved. Get around it. Thanks for tuning in. Say hi to Mum for me. Say less. Peace out.
Peace.
Yeah. Humana.
Why do you like the humana?